Now this argument of design, do we find it in the Quran and the Ahadith? Yes. We'll end with one verse in the Quran and also one hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 164, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ, the creation of the skies. Just when you look at the galaxies, the solar system, the law of gravity, how everything is just perfectly organized. وَالْأَرْض, when you look at the earth, how it carries life. Just, it's so perfect. The temperature, the gases, the plants, how the sun interacts, it's just perfect. Then the Quran says, وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ, the alternation between the day and the night. How it's so smooth and beautiful. You know, the transition, the Quran in Surah Al-Furqan in another verse says, just see how God designed the world in such a way that you get the smooth transition between the day and the night. The Quran says, imagine if at 6 a.m. suddenly the sun comes out and it's bright. What would happen? What would happen? Imagine it's dark and suddenly you see there's sun everywhere. You couldn't handle it. It will drive you crazy. It will make you mentally ill if you had to go through that every day. Imagine the animals, you know, it's pitch dark, suddenly it's bright. What would happen? The Quran says, look at the alternation between day and night. And even that points you to the spherical nature of the earth. And then the Holy Quran says, وَالْفُلْكِ الَّتِي تَجْرِي فِي الْبَحْرِ بِمَا يَنْفَعُ النَّاسِ. Look at the ship that sails in the ocean. How it's for your benefit, it carries the goods. Is that random? This huge ship, which could carry thousands of tons of weight, the water carries it through the law of density. But one small nail you put in the ocean, it sinks to the ground. Who put that law? How does this happen? Is this a coincidence? And then the Quran continues and says, وَمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مِنْ مَاءٍ. You look at the rain, how beautifully it comes down, small drops. Imagine if all that water comes down at once, what would happen? Like some floods that we have. And these floods, by the way, they're not a lack of organization or an imperfection. There's a reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed for these systems, such as an earthquake or natural disasters. But just look at the system of how water evaporates, these small drops come down to earth. They're so harmless. It's beautiful how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala delivers water everywhere. And then the Holy Quran talks about how the earth comes back to life because of the rain. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse talks about the animals, the types of animals, how amazing they are, how beneficial they are to the human being. Then the winds, the changing winds and the role of winds, how amazing that is in sustaining life. At the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ. These are all signs for those not who have a high IQ. No. You could have high IQ, yet you could deviate. For those who use the aql, the intellect that God has given them, that power, that vision to point you to your Creator. And that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This argument of design, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it in a very brief, simple way in the Quran. And we'll end with this hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Abu Shakir al-Daysani was a zindiq. Zindiq meant he was an atheist who rejected the existence of God. He had a number of arguments with the Imam. One day he tells Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, tell me about the existence of God. Show me, where is God? Point me to God. Dullani ala ma'budi. There was a little boy who was playing with an egg. The Imam alayhi salam told the boy, give me the egg. The Imam took the egg in his hand. He told him, oh Daysani, let me ask you this question. You see this egg? It's a fort that has no door to it. It's closed. On the outside you see a hard shell, a hard skin. Beneath this hard skin you see a softer one, right? That membrane. And then inside of it you have two liquids. One is golden, one is like a silver, it's white. Two liquids. Neither does the golden one mix with the silver one. Neither does the silver one mix with the golden one. It's such a simple object. No one enters it to tell us about it, whether this egg is in good shape or bad shape. And nothing comes from inside it to inform us what's inside of me. Is this a female? Is it a male? What is it? And then you see a colorful, amazing animal like the peacock emerge from this egg with all these colors. Who is the one who made this, who manufactured this? Don't you think it has a creator and a manufacturer? Now the Imam uses amazing Arabic words in describing this. I summarized it. He was so shocked, Abu Shakir al-Daysani, such that when the Imam described this to him, he said at the end, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we've talked about the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.